Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy. And today we're going to use a stamp from a company that is new to me. I actually won it in a giveaway that they did on Instagram. It's called Your Next Stamp, and the stamp set is Meowgical Catacorns. And if y'all didn't know, I recently got a kitty cat. Well, he adopted us. And I've always really kind of considered myself to be a cat lady. I tell my husband all the time that if he hadn't met me when he had, I would have adopted more and more cats the older I got if I stayed single. All right, so here I am putting all of the cats that I think I would like to use on my platform for my Misty. And because these are brand new stamps, after I very carefully peel them off of the acetate sheet that they come on, I'm going to position them on the paper so that they fit. I believe this is a card base that I messed up with an embossing folder, and it's 110 pound Nina Solar Classic Crest. And we are going to burnish them a little bit with my dollar bill eraser, my $100 bill eraser, and then we're going to use Gina K Designs Jet Black Amalgam ink because it is alcohol marker friendly. And I need a refill for that ink because it's not very black. So unfortunately, I did all the coloring of my images while my kids were in the bathtub. So that didn't get any footage, unfortunately. But I used my Olo markers, and here I am cutting out the center of the rainbow and clouds stamp. And I colored that in true rainbow order. And my idea here is that I'm going to make a sky scene, obviously with my rainbow. But I want it to be able to have as much texture as possible. I do believe, if I saw things correctly on the Your Next Stamp website, they do have a die set that goes with that, but I only want a stamp set. So here we go. I'm going to score my card base. It's going to be an A2 card, so it's 4¼ 5.5 by 8.5, right? And then it folds into 4¼ by 5.5. So I folded it in half, I scored it, and then this is a scrap piece of paper. It might not look like a scrap, but the other side of the paper had a sign from my son's birthday party. So I don't really want to use it, and I've sampled a couple pens on the corners of it. So I'm going to put a loop of washi tape inside there to hold it still, and we're going to use a cloud stencil. I have a My Favorite Things cloud stencil, and this is how I store my stencils, in case you all were wondering. I do keep them inside their original sleeves inside there because I may eventually get a smaller binder. And the Distress Oxide ink that I'm using is Tumbled Glass. I initially thought I was going to use a different color, but I felt like this was a really good sky color to go with how I colored all of my kitty cats and the clouds and the rainbow. Does anybody else have this stencil or use a cloud stencil? Do you do this like this, or do you start from the bottom and work your way up? I don't know if I was doing it right, but this made sense to me. But yes, we're going to sort of speed this up because when I got the footage and saw how long it really took me to do all these clouds, I was kind of surprised because when I was doing it, it didn't feel like it took me that long. But I think I had over 5 minutes of footage of just ink blending these clouds, which I was surprised about. But I did speed it up because I'm not really that fast in real life. So I did speed it up, and I chopped some of it out, I think, maybe. I definitely sped it up. But this is a My Favorite Things stencil for the clouds, and I will say I'm very pleased to have a cloud stencil now because for a while I didn't have one, and I kind of just had to hodgepodge mismatch it. But I do like that it has 4 different sides, so it makes the clouds look quite realistic in my opinion. And I am blending, in case you didn't catch what I was doing here, this is actually the front of the card that I'm doing this on. I'm not doing it on a card panel. I know, kind of risky, right? But I just decided to do it right on the front of the card. I've been doing a little more of that lately, like the last card that I did, if you look at that one. And I will leave it on a card up here. I did that stamping right on the front of the card as well, and I'm kind of digging it. So you might see more of it. I just have to be a little, not a little, who am I kidding? I have to be a lot cautious that I don't mess up the rest of the card base when I do it this way. the card panel gives you a little more security on, you know, if you mess it up, you just start over on the card panel. You don't waste a whole card base. So, I just cut the sentiment out. I kind of like fussy cut it out, and then I'm trying to figure out, I cut out, fussy cut, and colored all the cats that I stamped. And as I said, I did not get any footage of that because I did it while my kids were in the bathtub. So unfortunately, there was no footage. And I'm trying to figure out, I know that I want the sentiment there at the bottom, and I'm going to pop them all up. So I'm just going to play around here with them and see where I want them all and stuff. And I'm going to spare you the boredom of watching me put pop dots or glue dots on all the back of these. And I did use my roll of foam tape on the bigger things. I used the foam squares on the sentiment because it was small, but I did use foam tape, just pieces of foam tape on these, the kitty cats and the rainbow. So I don't know if this is the way they're intended to be used, but I thought it was cute. And let's be honest, cats are meowgical. So I decided after I did all this and I adhered it all together. No, I had thought about it beforehand, but forgot that I wanted to put some of those birds in the sky that are in the stamp set because I felt like I hadn't used enough pieces of the stamp set yet because there are so many stamps in here and it's awesome. So I decided, this might be a stupid mistake here, but I decided I was going to stamp them with VersaFine Onyx Black ink on the card after I put everything together. Like, we're trusting a lot here in my skills with my Misty. And I did make sure that I conditioned my stamps first, the birdies, first with my awesome $100 bill eraser because I didn't want it to mess up at all. Like, I wanted to eliminate as many potential problems as possible because I was doing this after I did all the rest of the work and glued everything together on my card. So, fingers crossed, let's see how this turns out. Here comes VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And let me not drop the lid of the ink pad on my project or anything. And here we go. Let's see how our birdies turn out. Here is the moment of truth. Dun da da da! Perfect! It turned out amazing. And then, of course, I can't do a project without putting some kind of sparkle or zhuzh on it. So these are from High Supply. My friend Kate from Kate Crafts sent them to me. She did a giveaway on her YouTube channel, and I will link her YouTube channel below. They're called the Sequin Mix in Elsa Blue. So they do have some nice flower, like conical flowers. I'm using those, the conical flowers, on the card. And it does have some very small flat sequins as well. But I chose to just use the flowers because, you know, they're cats that are playing in the sky with a rainbow. You know, you got to make it super meowgical. And here is my finished card. Let me know what you think and drop a comment below. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and here's some other videos you may enjoy. Don't forget to come back soon for my next video. Have a great day. Thank you so much. See you soon.